Guys, I see this way too often. People's goals and their strategy aren't aligned. There's a famous quote, I think, is it from Albert Einstein? I honestly don't know, but it's madness is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. And a lot of players who are stuck at a rank. So if you're like, I feel hard stuck right now, or I can't climb, generally it's because you're just doing the same thing you were doing last week, last month, last season, and you're expecting different results. And yes, grinding in League of Legends is a way to learn the game, but if you feel like you've stagnated, you need to start switching things up and you need to have a strategy. So how you play League of Legends needs to align to the goal that you want to get to. So in today's profile review, I'm going to be reviewing a Silver 2 80 carry main with a 49% win rate who doesn't play enough League of Legends games. I'm going to be talking about how to align his goal of Diamond 2 to the way he's currently playing and to actually build a strategy of, okay, if you're serious about climbing to Diamond, which is like the top 98% of players, you can't be playing like this. You can't have the strategy that you've got or that you're using at the moment. So I'm basically going to break that down and show you how to build a strategy that aligns to your goal, no matter what it is, whether it's just to get to gold, platinum, diamond, challenger, become a professional player, whatever. Same rules, same strategy applies. Now, before we get into this video, if you're interested in getting your own profile review, just like the one we're about to watch now, please check out the link in the description below. Let's get into it. Currently, you are Silver 2 with a 49% win rate, and your goal is to get to Diamond 2. And the biggest issue that's holding you back, in your words, is probably games played and lack of confidence that I can get further if I do commit to the games. And let's start there because I think that's a really important one, because one of the key things that is required for the recipe for climbing in League of Legends for success, for getting to Diamond, is volume of games. And to be honest, the average player, it usually takes multiple seasons to get to Diamond. So, you can usually see here, you've been playing for a few seasons, but generally the season players do get Diamond. It will take them like 300, 400, 500 games. So when you're thinking about having a goal of like Diamond 2, which is like the top 0.5% or top 1% usually, it means you're going to have to invest a lot of games, a lot of time, and you're really going to have to commit and be serious about it because, the strategy to get to Silver 2, so what you've been doing right now isn't working, and it's not going to work for you to get to Diamond. So it's really a choice. You're almost at the crossroads here where you have to be like, okay, am I willing to do what it takes to be better than 99% of League players? Or do I just want to get to gold? Or maybe I just want to get to platinum? Or maybe just Diamond 4 is enough? And so that's a question you're going to have to ask yourself, Sam, and really go, well, if I want to get to Diamond, which is the goal you've stated, are you willing to put in the effort? And if you are, well then great, you can do it. But if you're not, it's going to be tough. It's going to be impossible. So the first thing I'd talk about is, you need to be playing more games. If you're actually serious about climbing to Diamond and you've only played 60 games this season, you need to be playing more. You should be at about like the 200, 300 game mark by now. And I always say life before League, so I'm assuming you're probably pretty busy. Maybe you play other games, maybe you're at school or college or whatever, and you've got a lot of other things on your mind. And so maybe League just stays as a casual game for you. Maybe Diamond 2, you can't really be a casual League player and get to Diamond. It's very rare because you basically have to be better than 97%, 98% of the community. And, 98% of the community aren't casual gamers. I would say, only maybe like 50% are, maybe 60%, and the rest are actually really trying to climb. So you need to make sure that your strategy and the way you're playing League and approaching League matches your goal. Because if you're just wanting to play League to have fun and just play whatever champion you want and kind of play the way you want to play because that's how you like to play, well then, don't have such an ambitious goal, cut it back and, just focus on the fun. But I'll also go through in this profile review basically how you can have both ways. You can have your fun plus you can climb. So when I look at your champion pool, I see way too many champions and I see some really low win rates. Like your most played champion has a 29% win rate. And that just screams to me like, why are you playing Draven if your goal is to get to Diamond? Like it just doesn't make sense because you've got a 29% win rate on Draven. So what you're currently doing and how you're currently playing Draven is never going to get you to Diamond. So unless you're like, well, I'm going to learn my Draven, I'm basically forcing myself to learn Draven in ranked, well, I go, okay, this is a viable strategy, but it's going to tank your MMR, it's going to ruin your LP gains, and all it's going to do is make you like demoralized and probably frustrated at the game, going like, oh, I can't climb, oh, I'm hard stuck, I can't do this, I can't do that. When in reality, you're kind of just shooting yourself in the foot with your current strategy. So I'm going to talk about a strategy that you can implement right now that will work for you. So you're a player, like a lot of players in League of Legends, they want to play multiple champions, or they don't want a one trick, they don't want a two trick. Maybe they're okay with playing 3 champs, but they don't have a solid champion pool yet where they have, 3 champions that they can play, that they enjoy, that they have fun with at least a 55% win rate on them. So I'm just going to take off my jacket. So what do you do when you're looking for your champion pool or you play too many champions? Now, this is a strategy I've recommended to hundreds of players, and anyone who implements this strategy eventually climbs to their goal rank. It's just, again, a matter of being like, okay, are you willing to commit to this strategy or not? So the strategy is nothing new. I didn't make it up, but it's basically called the 2 ranked account strategy. And what you do is you split your League of Legends games between 2 accounts. You have one account for climbing, so you play your highest win rate champions on this account. So for example, I would say right now, you could only play your Caitlyn and your Xayah on your climbing account. And this could be your climbing account as an example. And then you have your other account for everything else. So let's say you really love Draven and you really love Kai'Sa, and you actually like, well, I feel like these games aren't a good representation of my Draven or my Kai'Sa. I think I'm better than a 46% win rate, a 29% win rate. Great. Prove it to yourself. Get on that second account and go play 20, 30 games on these champions and prove to yourself that you can get a 55% win rate on them. And then once you have that win rate, bring them over to your main. So you're basically doing your testing, your training, your learning, and your mastery of a new champion or a champion that you love playing. And you're testing it on an account that you don't care about the rank, you don't really care about the result, all you care about is improvement and understanding if you're good enough to play on that champ, and maybe to have a bit of fun along the way. And then once you get them to that level of 55% win rate over at least 20 to 30 games, bring them on to your main account and add them to your champion pool. And do that until you've got max 3 champions. Again, climbing in League of Legends, it's quickest when we 1 trick, it's second most effective when we 2 trick, and then third most effective when we 3 trick. Statistically speaking, there's going to be outliers. Like for me, for example, I play autofill. So I just play whatever role my team doesn't want to play, as an example. But that's not probably the most effective way for me to climb, but I can get to Masters or D1 at, doing that, because I'm a coach and I need to learn all roles, so that's kind of how I play. But generally, for 99.9% of players, you need to have a small champion pool, because especially when you can't put in as many games as like 500, 600, 700 games, which a lot of diamond players and above are doing, you need to work smarter, not harder. And that comes through having a really good strategy, like I've just said, where you split your games, but also a really tight, consistent champion pool that you enjoy and that you can win games on. So Sam, I think there's a lot of questions here that you got to answer before this profile review goes any further, because it seems like there is a mismatch between your goal rank and your strategy and your attitude towards the game. So I'd love to have a chat to you once you've watched this and see how we can actually help you with more advice tailored to what you're thinking after watching this profile review and the points I've pointed out. And what I'll do is, once you watch this, please just reach out to me and we can book a call where we can get together on Discord live and basically talk through all the problems you're having, what your current strategy is, if you still want to get to Diamond, and anything else you kind of want to ask a coach or have always wanted to ask, to help you get back on the right track and to work towards a goal that you want to work towards, whether that's Diamond, whether that's Gold, whether that's Platinum. Let's figure out a way to get you to enjoy League of Legends, to improve in League of Legends, and at the end of the day, have fun on it. It's a game. So cheers, good luck on the rest, Sam, and I hope to talk to you once you've watched this.